Overworking causes employees to be less efficient, less happy, and more likely to leave their company. Today, I'm here to persuade you to either shorten the work week or shorten the work day in an attempt to keep employees more engaged. My sources include the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Dallas Morning News, the Irving Rambler, and the U.S. News and World Report. 65% of Americans told the U.S. News and World Report that shortening the work week is a good idea. Now, many times in my work, I have been exhausted just by realizing how much time I still have left on my shift, and I'm less inclined to perform the best I can for the rest of my shift. So I can relate to this. Now, who here has been less motivated to work just by looking at the clock and seeing how much time they have left?
I have.
Okay. Now, who has spent time doing other activities than work because of that amount of time?
Definitely me.
Good. Okay. Me too. So, overworking causes employees to lose motivation and not perform as well. And that's a problem for employers as well as employees. So, this is from the Wall Street Journal, and it says true burnout involves emotional and physical exhaustion coupled with self-doubt and cynicism about the job, and workers accomplish the bare minimum, asking themselves whether they're making a difference or whether their work itself is meaningful. And no one wants to be stuck in a job like that. That's going to cause people to leave their company, and you don't want employees coming in and out of your company. You want to keep the same people because that's what keeps things going. And now, not only does this affect the workers' unhappiness, but it affects the companies and the clients who work with the companies. So this is the Fort Worth Star-Telegram asking, how would you like it if you had a brutal job, working about 110 hours, and in a job where patients' lives hang in your hands? Now, many hospitals are hiring additional staff, such as more doctors and physician's assistants, as a result of limited hours that they can work. Now that you know the issues of overworking, I'm sure that you all know some potential solutions for overworking. And now one of them is going to be shorter work days, of course. So this is a Dallas Morning News article directed towards people who are just entering a new job. It says, don't overwork. While some overtime may be necessary until you get a handle on your new job, too many late hours can undercut your efficiency and erode your enthusiasm. Now, why should that change whether you're in a new job or been in the same job for a few years? If you don't overwork and you're staying enthusiastic about your job, you're seeing new problems, then you're going to be more excited about it and more inclined to do well. Now, another solution would be improved work conditions. This is the Millennials article saying how millennials preferred workplace styles and habits where their work draped in lounges and chairs with interstitial interruptions rather than seated at a desk toiling and grinding out 8-hour workdays. So if you keep it fun, people are going to want to be at work. They're going to kind of relax and not be exhausted. So these solutions have been put into practice. Let's take the first one, for example. This is the Washington Post saying, we found workers were more efficient in 6-hour days than 8-hour days. Okay? With fewer hours, the nurses, now these are people who need to be on their feet the whole time and working with people, the nurses better manage their duties, including spending more time with their residents. So they were at work for less time, but they were more enthusiastic and more wanting to be there, so they spent more time with their residents. Now, here's my call to action. If you were an employer, maybe you should do a social experiment to where you can test out a 6-hour workday and see the efficiency. Maybe it doesn't change. Well, that's still a good thing because you're getting more efficiency per hour. So, I want to leave you with this percentage, and this is 28% of people have seriously considered not seeking or turning down a promotion just because it means more time. So time is a factor in people's decisions, and you should be aware of that So don't overwork your employees because they're going to become exhausted and less efficient. So thank you for listening. I hope you consider my suggestions.